Hello guys, this is Amol Khedkar. I welcome you to this video. Today I'll be talking about the topic that you see on your screen, which says why is the first cyclone of 2020 named AMPHAN? Okay, so I'll just give you an idea about how exactly cyclones are named and why is this one just named this specific thing. Okay, so before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I upload these kind of interesting and fast-changing news about geopolitics and world economy on a daily basis. You really don't want to miss out on any of this, so please don't forget to subscribe. So let's get started. So as you can see here, this is from a picture from Coimbatore. A vehicle crushed under an uprooted tree following a storm in Coimbatore. Okay, so look at this. This is a very devastating storm that is headed towards Bay of Bengal and most of the Indian states and Bangladesh. Okay, so it's a pretty insane thing that is happening in India while the coronavirus pandemic is ravaging throughout the country. Okay, so let's just read a few things over here. Amphan, which is pronounced as Ampan, is an extremely severe cyclonic storm that is set to hit Odisha and West Bengal, and the India Meteorological Department (IMD) has given a cyclone alert to these states. Okay, the IMD also announced via a tweet that the severe cyclonic storm has intensified into super cyclonic storm today. Okay, this is a really serious thing because storms are very devastating. I have personally experienced hurricanes in the US. Okay, there is Hurricane Alley in the US which covers Oklahoma, Texas, and the surrounding states over there. And so there is a hurricane season as well in the US. Okay, so many times what happens is that strong winds start flowing from the Caribbean Sea, and they reach the eastern coast, the southeastern coast of US. And I've experienced these kind of hurricanes for a couple of times, so I can definitely say that this is not a laughing matter. Okay, there was a Katrina hurricane that happened in the US. Okay, if you might remember, it was long time back, but after that I had visited New Orleans, which was the epicenter of the Hurricane Katrina, and I have seen the damage that the hurricanes can do. Okay, they can literally take entire houses with them. Okay, they just circle cars with them. Okay, they take cows with them, they take cattle with them, and they throw it off to some other location. Okay, these things are very serious and they are very strong. They can just uproot entire trees or wooden houses or cars are just even trailers or trucks are just sucked into it, and then they are thrown out somewhere else. Okay, I've seen like RVs, recreational vehicles of people just sucked into the storm and they are thrown somewhere else. Okay, it's a very serious thing. You just do not have to mess with the nature. Okay, what is cyclone, hurricane, and a typhoon? The short answer is that they are all the names for the same storm system. The tropical cyclone is a rotating storm system that has a low pressure center, right? So this is how these storms come to become, right? So they have a low pressure center, and that's why they just keep on convalescing over that low pressure center. It is characterized by strong winds, spiral arrangements of the thunderstorm, and heavy rainfall. Okay, so the storm makes a rainfall, it makes a landfall. Okay, so the storm just keeps on gathering and then it makes a landfall somewhere once it reaches the land. Okay, when the storm develops in the Atlantic Ocean and northeastern Pacific Ocean, it is called hurricane. Okay, look at this. When this storm develops in the Atlantic Ocean and northeastern Pacific Ocean, so the Atlantic Ocean is the Caribbean Sea. Okay, so when it develops in Atlantic Ocean and northeastern Pacific Ocean, it is called a hurricane. Okay, why is that? There's just different terminology for different countries how they refer to the exact same thing. Okay, so look at this: a cyclone, hurricane, and a typhoon, all of them are exactly the same, but different countries or different regions of the world just call them different things. Okay, when the storm develops in the Atlantic Ocean and northeastern Pacific Ocean, it is called a hurricane. In the northwestern Pacific Ocean, it is called the typhoon. And in the South Pacific or the Indian Ocean, it is referred to as a tropical cyclone or severe cyclonic storms. These are all the same things, they just have different names. How are they named? For most of the time in history, storms were unnamed and referred to arbitrarily, but it was later found that naming storms helped in making warning systems efficient, as the storms could easily be identified and that short and distinctive names had a better recall. Okay, so look at this. it is very important to name a particular thing so that when you are trying to engage with other severe like when you are trying to engage with other goal post, right, or like telephone posts, or you want to convey the message to a different state governments, then you can refer to this storm, right? So it is very hard to just say that the current storm or the storm dated something like this. Okay, if you name it and the name has to be short and distinctive, then people can relate to it very easily, right? So as you can see, Katrina was named. Okay, then there were other storms, like Jose was one of the names of the hurricanes that struck America. Okay, then there are many storms that were even named in in the Indian Ocean, in the Bay of Bengal. And Bay of Bengal is a recipe for gathering of many cyclones. Okay, why is that? Because as you can see, a low pressure center develops within the ocean, and then a wind just starts revolving around it, and that's how it just creates that kind of rotating nightmare sort of thing. Okay, just imagine this. In modern times, there is a proper procedure and authoritative bodies that determine the names of tropical cyclones and hurricanes. For tropical cyclones such as the present one, the Tropical Cyclone Regional Body responsible for that basin will finalize the names in its annual or biennial meeting. Okay, so they have either annual or a biennial. Biennial in the sense like two times in a year meeting. Okay, uh, sorry, biennial means like one time within 2 years. Sorry. Okay, there are five tropical cyclone regional bodies: ESCAP WMO Typhoon Committee, WMO ESCAP Panel on Tropical Cyclones, RA Tropical Cyclone Committee, RA4 Hurricane Committee, and RA5 Tropical Cyclone Committee. Similarly, there is a Hurricane Committee to determine names of hurricanes. The names that are selected does not represent any person, and it is ensured that it is familiar to the people in the region. Look at this, right? So Katrina is a name that is familiar to the people in Louisiana, which is the the southern state in the US. Okay, but if you name something like that in the Bay of Bengal, people will not be able to identify with it, right? So look at this. That is familiar to the people in the region. When you name a storm something that people can relate to, so Amphan really, if you look at it from a Hindi standpoint or a Marathi standpoint or like a Odia standpoint or Bengali standpoint, it looks like Amphan is something, so it has the sort of you know uh, it has a sort of vibe to it which says that it is going to unleash a sort of calamity. Okay, I mean, I don't know how exactly to express it, but if you are from that native tongue, okay, if you are from that native language or the native land of the Bengal region or the different states of India or Bangladesh, you can understand what exactly this storm is all about. Okay, just the name can tell you that it is pretty severe. Okay, after criticism about using only female names for naming storms, male names were also included in the list. So yeah, so earlier only female names were started to use in the to name storms, but then after criticism, I think maybe from most of the feminist groups, male names were also started being used, okay, to name the storms. So why was the name Amphan chosen, right? According to information from WMO in 2000, WMO ESCAP panel on tropical cyclones at its 27th session held in 2000 in Muscat, Sultanate of Oman, agreed to assign names to the tropical cyclones in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. Okay, this was in 2000. Remember this, okay? And this was in Muscat and Sultanate of Oman, right? And the naming began from 2004 with inputs from 8 members. Since that time, 5 more countries have joined the panel, making it a total of 1 country. Okay, look at this. There is a whole lot of discipline to this for the the procedure of naming a storm. Amphan happens to be the last name on the predetermined list and the first one to be used in the year 2020. You may also remember others such as Fani and Maha, which were also from the list, right? So Fani was also one more storm, and Maha was also one more storm. So both these names. So Fani is like it reminds you of the the snake, right? So a snake is called Fani in many Indian languages. Okay, Maha, again, like Maha means big, right? So why are these storms named like this? Because the local people can relate to that, and they can understand what exactly the storm is all about and how severe it is. Okay, in the future, the tropical cyclones will be named from a new list of 169 names, which starts with the name Nisarga. Now, Nisarga is the Sanskrit name or the Marathi or Hindi name for nature, right? Then Gati is the Marathi or Hindi or Sanskrit name for speed. Okay, followed by Nivar is Marathi or Hindi or Sanskrit name for home. Okay, like a Nivar sort of thing. There is also Shaheen, and these are all the Islamic names. Shaheen, Gulab is the rose. Tej might mean even fast or even the bright sunlight. And Aag means fire in the list. The entire list for cyclone names are given on the WMO website. So you can go on the WMO website and look at how exactly cyclones are named and which cyclone, what will be the name of the next cyclone that hits Bay of Bengal or the Arabian Sea. The RSMC New Delhi Tropical Cyclone Center is responsible to name the tropical cyclones that have formed over the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea when they have reached the relevant intensity. Okay, so many storms keep on happening in the Bay of Bengal because it's a ripe area for storms to develop. But only when the storms reach a relevant intensity, then the New Delhi Tropical Cyclone Center has the responsibility of naming them. Okay, so they don't name each and every storm that reaches the shore of Bay of Bengal. They just name the storms that are really that of that intensity. Okay, so this is a pretty disaster thing that is happening in India and in Bangladesh right now. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea about how exactly storms are named, and what exactly is the difference between a hurricane, cyclone, or a typhoon, because many people use these kind of different terminologies at different locations, but they don't understand how exactly what's the difference between them. Okay, so yeah, I will stop talking here. This was my update from this side of the world for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I upload these kind of interesting news on a daily basis, and also like, share, and comment on this video. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.